Hi class. Hello. How are you? Good? Great. I'm glad. I'm okay, thank you. Have you had a good day? That's great. I'm glad you're having a good day. So, I believe today is your first day learning Korean. That's true. Well, I am very excited to be teaching you Korean for the first time. So, as this is your first lesson, I will be giving you a beginner's introduction to Korean. First of all, we're going to learn Hangul, which is the Korean letters, as you will need to know Korean letters to read and write. Okay? Right. Let me just look at my things and get what I need to teach you out. Ready? So, first things first, there's a little book that I personally really recommend that you guys use. It is Korean 1 from 0, and this book is very good. It has a lot of information in it that will help you break down and understand everything there is to know. So, we will use this book today as a small guide for understanding Korean. Okay? Okay. So, Hangul, as you will know, is the Korean letters, which look like this. As you can see, they're very pretty. I love Korean writing. I think it's very beautiful. So I'm extremely excited to show you guys. Right. So, first things first, you need to know that there are 14 vowels. I will write in my marker pen so you guys can see a little better. So 14 consonants. And 10. Now, these just make up the basic Korean letters. There are exclusions because there are also double consonants and double vowels, but we will look at those and everything. First of all, we're going to focus on the vowels. So if we look at the separate page that I have drawn up for you, here we have the 10 vowels that you will need to know. Okay? So, we'll go through them individually and hopefully you will be able to repeat them. We have A, which is drawn with a line and then another line here. A, 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 and then our second vowel is ya. There's a similarity between the two here. As you can see, they both start off with this looking line, and we simply just add the one line to the bottom to make a ya sound. So, ya, but the line goes backwards this time instead of forwards. Ya. So again, same principle. One line followed with another underneath, which then makes it ya. So, ya, ya. And as you can see, same principle. Two lines here, and then one on top this time. Oh. It's a very cute little sound. Oh. And then, as you can guess, ya. But the difference here is we have two lines. Ya. And then finally, we have oo, which is the same as the o, but the line goes down, followed by two lines. Ya. So, these are the basic important ones that you need to know. They're combined with 2 or 3 lines, and they follow a very easy pattern, don't they? So it's very easy to learn. These two here are just a singular line, and it very much is easy to pronounce these. This one, don't mix it up with you or you. It's a combination of Lots of people mispronounce it, but it's pronounced So when you're saying it, you want your lips to make an open expression, like like you're about to chew on an apple or something. And this one, okay? So, want to repeat after me? Are you ready? Ya, 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 o, ya, u, you, e. Okay? So, these are your 10 basic vowels, and they are very easy, aren't they? Okay. Next, we are going to take a look at consonants. So, let us get a new page to write in. Okay? Right. So, for the consonants, I'm going to pair them with a vowel because consonants cannot be alone. They always have to be partnered with a vowel to make a character. For example, you may see this sign, or you may see this sign, but you will never see just the consonant on its own. You can have a vowel on its own, but there is a special consonant that we put in place when we just want the sound of the vowel, which we will get to when learning the alphabet. So, let's start, shall we? Yeah. Okay. So, first of all, we're going to start with pairing these up with a, which, if you remember, is what sign? That's right. Yeah. We're going to pair it up because it makes it easier to make the sounds of consonants. Okay? Okay. So, the first consonant is ka. Ka. It is a G. And don't forget, we're putting a at the end of all these. So this little sign is not a part of the actual consonant, but its extension. So this could always change. You could see many different things underneath the ka, but we're using a, ka, ka as its example. Okay? It's an in-between of a G and a K in English. So a G and a K. But it is tricky to get the right emphasis. An example would be 감사합니다. 감사합니다. Sometimes if you hear the word 감사합니다, it sounds a little bit like a ka at the start, but it is actually spelled with an ga. Okay? So, ka, ka, na, na, which is an N, na, da, da, da. This one sometimes sounds a little bit like a T and a D. So it depends where it is. Sometimes it will sound more T sound, like da, da, da. But it is more like da, da, da. It's a soft D. Yep. Okay. So ga, na, da. The next one is a little tricky. It's an in-between of a R and an L. So a R and a L. Even I pronounced it a little bit off. But it is something a little like Ra. So ga, na, ta, this letter, we will sometimes see that this little sign appears next to itself. In this case, it will be an L sound. Okay? So, for example, with the word 몰라, like 몰라요, or 나도 잘 몰라요, 나도 잘 몰라, sounds very much like an L, doesn't it? Whereas if this is at the start of a letter, like, for example, Ruki, it's more with an L, an R sound, sorry, than an L. So, we'll look at this in more depth in another lesson. Okay. So, 가, 나, 타, 라, 마, 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 ba, ba. The B sometimes sounds a little bit like a pa. It's a soft B, so it's similar to pa and ba, but try to make it sound more like a ba sound. So ma, ba, 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 sa, 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 S, sa. The next one is very important because it is just a little circle which has two purposes. Its first purpose is to be a filler for when you just want the sound of the vowels. So, for example, if you just want to use the E sound, so the E, you can't just put the E on its own. We use this little circle here, E, E, 이과, or 있어요, for example, would be spelled with this little circle at the start before its E. This is a silent sound, but it signifies that we're just pronouncing the vowel. Okay? But in this case, it's A, because the A is the only sound. Okay? So, do you want to repeat after me so far? Right. Ga, na, ta, ra, ma, pa, sa, a, and next is ja, ma, pa, sa, ja, ta, cha. I'll also show these together because this is a J sound and this makes a ch sound, but they are very similar and they look very similar. The only difference is this little guy here gets a little line on top of his head. It's like a little hat. So, very soft. Cha, 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 cha. Ta, cha, ka, 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 ta, 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 ba, So the bottom line is very easy to remember. Da, cha, ka, ta, pa, ha. How is that? It's okay? Good. So, as you can see, I've paired these all up with a consonant and a vowel next to it. But it is also important to know that a consonant and a vowel can be placed differently too. Sometimes with the vowels from the previous page, as I will show you, can place their consonant in different spots. So, the the consonant will go beside it. So, da, we'll use the same consonant. Dia, da, da, and this is where it changes. So the consonant can be beside it, like this, or the consonant and then the vowel underneath. And this is where it goes for these guys. So, da, oh, do, do, dio. Most of the time, this little guy is paired at the end of a sentence with a silent O for yo, which is a way to end sentences politely. We'll look at that in another lesson too. For this guy, it still goes above. So, do, 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 and then to the side again, D. Does that make sense? I hope so. So, there's a lot of letters to learn, but they are very pretty and very easy. And I believe that with a little bit of practice, you guys will understand them very well. I'm very impressed with your learning today. I think you guys have managed to follow everything I've said very well. In our next lesson, we will look at how to spell words, building up with the Korean characters that you've been learning. Okay? We will learn hello, goodbye, and how to introduce yourself to somebody for the first time. Okay? Okay. So, I hope you've had a good lesson. Thank you for your time. And I hope that you have a